Okay, here we go. So, hi everyone. Welcome to our call tonight. And Alisa, we're so excited to have you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. We understand you've just come home from an event, so really appreciate your time. And I just want to let everybody know a little bit about you, Alisa, just before you get started. Not everyone's had the privilege of hearing you speak. I think a few of us had, and oh my gosh, that's all I have to say. So Alisa has been researching nutrition for over 12 years, and she is a registered nutritionist with specializations in nutrition for cancer recovery and prevention. And she's a Juice Plus mom of 4 kids, and she's passionate about teaching others the power of whole food nutrition in the role of disease prevention. She also teaches several college-level nutrition courses, including nutritional oncology. And not only that, she is a rock star NMT to teach us here about the business. And I have to tell you, I believe that Alisa and I met for the very first time at Law 2013. And at that time, Alisa was a rising star that had been invited to Law. And I was always super excited to meet, I'd never met Alisa, a lot of the other girls I'd met. So I went over and met her. And I remember thinking, whoa, this girl's going to do big things. And the other cool thing that really stuck with me, because my husband restores classic cars and we're all about cars and stuff, she said, I grew up helping my dad in his shop and building cars, motors and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, she's badass too. So welcome, Alisa. So excited to have you here tonight. And Alisa is going to help us really kind of root down to helping our teams get working. And if you guys have been paying attention to the promotions going through for Law, holy, Alisa has a lot of new people that have achieved SSC and are going to Law with her. So that's huge. So welcome, Alisa. We've got some questions that we're going to start by asking you. Now, Alisa, did you have anything that you wanted to say before I start firing questions your way?
You know what? I'm just going to make notes as we answer your questions. And if my notes don't, if the things I want to share don't get answered in the questions, I think that'd probably be the best way to start.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. So, and these aren't in any real particular order, so I apologize. It's just kind of going to be an eclectic collection here. So thank you guys.
Totally my dive, Teresa. Totally.
I love that. Okay, so one of the first questions I have for you is, what do you do to engage team members?
So, it's really, one of my favorite authors is Mary Christensen, and she writes a lot of really great books about, direct sales and leadership. And, if you haven't read her books, How to Be a Recruiting Superstar and that sort of thing. In one of her books, How to Be a Network Marketing Leader, she says, people join your business for the products and the opportunity, but they stick around because of the community. Right? So one of the things that we've always done well, and I had learned this, and it was kind of a light bulb moment as to why things go, we're just such an accepting community, and we always have fun things on the go. We're always involved in things that are happening in our community, so we're constantly building relationships. And the teams that are really successful are very active in, team social events, not all training. Hanging out with sidelines, going to community events like, networking events and meetings and stuff like that. But it really is, you want people to be engaged. They want to come and you want to help them want to come and hang out.
That's awesome. Yep. That makes a lot of sense to me. Totally. So
if I can offer, I'll just quickly touch on advice is, think of the things like if you're struggling with people not wanting to show up or participate, have a conversation with them and ask them, what is it that, would get you out the door? What, I know your life is really busy. If there was one thing that we would do that you absolutely wouldn't say no to? What would that be? And ask those questions in your organization so that you really understand, because, you know, sometimes what interests me, which is like geeky, nerdy, like let's go to a museum and hang out or let's go to a car show, you know, like those things don't necessarily resonate. Whereas like my girls want to go bowling.
Right.
And that's not something, you know, or they want to go for lunch or out for a glass of wine. We held a women's wellness weekend where we had different speakers, and we brought in speakers that weren't Juice Plus, and we didn't teach on Juice Plus. And we worked with Sidelines, Nicole Scott and her team. We sold out, completely sold out. And it was a huge success. And so many of the girls that actually came to that event were more productive in their business afterwards, even though we didn't train or talk about Juice Plus the entire time. Obviously, you know, the social conversations and stuff was all about it.
Right.
But it was the community and the social that really brings people out.
Awesome. So do you have most of your team members close to you?
No, my team extends right across the country.
Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe they do those types of events together kind of across the country.
Absolutely. You know, we have leadership Zooms like this where I will open a message with 3 or 4 leaders that, you know, are maybe not in each other's region, but I know in my heart they would make good friends, or they have stuff in common, or they're similar leaders. And, you know, I'll get that leadership Zoom together, connect them. So then they create support systems in each other, which again, still keeps everybody as part of the community.
Right. Okay.
I don't necessarily say everybody's got to get on. It's okay, let's connect these few people that I know are definitely going to work well together.
Right. Okay. Awesome. That's great. Okay. So number 2 question would be, say you have people that are doing more like the family friends program, so they're not really looking to build their business hugely. How do you work with those people?
Well, you know, that training, and it's on YouTube, the Where Are You? It's on Juice Plus Canada YouTube channel. We have to recognize that every single person in our organization adds value. And some are going to just be discounters and create referrals, or they're really just educated customers with a discount. You know, you'll get some people that will move product a little bit. The biggest part of my leadership is I don't put my expectations on someone else. You know, I do what I feel others should do in the business. Like I do 3 to 4 events a week. I'm always doing, you know, we do a team call every single Sunday night. You know, there's things that I do as a leader to demonstrate the activities it takes to have a business. But the moment that that person messages me or calls me and says, I'm not happy with my paycheck, or I want to do more with this, that's when we have the conversation about, okay, what are the activities that we can start doing into your business? But I really don't force people, because, you know, and I used to say it, I won't drag the dead. You know, I would rather go find fresh blood and love and nurture the relationships with the people who've made the decision to come into my business, versus try to get somebody to do activity that they're not interested in, which will eventually just push them out of my business.
Right. Okay. Awesome. That's great. Now, how about, do you offer the product and business at the same time?
So what do you mean with that?
So when you're talking to someone new, let's say,
yeah,
I guess this is more for like a new prospect. I guess I should have clarified that. Yes. When you're talking to that person, do you offer both the product and business at the same time?
It really depends. I always talk about our products. One of the biggest things that they learned in the UK was leading entirely with the business doesn't create any sustainability, because essentially your pay line is on the products. Yeah. So my passion and everything about the Juice Plus business starts with the products first and foremost. So I'm very confident in that, and I share my confidence in our products. And then depending on the person, you know, I will, you know, if it's a mom and I know that, you know, money's tight, or, you know, I might say, well, you know, would you be interested? We got a great discount program. It is a representative account. I'm very forthright with that. You know, you don't have to buy products or place orders, but essentially you become your own customer.
Right.
And so I often bring it up, but I let them decide whether or not to bite. And if they don't bite, I enroll them as a customer. And then it's through that customer relationship that the business will naturally come up. If you're doing good customer care,
right,
the business is going to organically come up anyways.
Okay.
And I ask all my customers to host.
You ask, sorry, what was that?
I ask all my customers to host a home party.
Oh, that's
Even if they say no, they stay on the list until they host, because, you know, for some people, they want free products. Some people have great results and want to share it with their friends and family. You know, I ask all my customers if they'd be interested in hosting a home party.
Wow. Okay. That's a great tip. Thank you. Okay. So this question is, what resources do you use to show your distributors the possibilities of what the business can offer? And then I'll just read you part 2 of that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it different for new distributors versus those at a higher level?
I think the people that are really successful in our business are the people that are self-motivated and have created their own picture or vision of the future. One of the things that I always talk about a lot is casting vision. Like, what do you want to create for your future? And share that. And, you know, we've all been in a room with somebody who told you that they're doing this business, or they're doing something because this is what it offers their future. And when that happens, the first thing we all do is start to think about, oh, well, what do I want? You know, we live in a society where you get up, you go to work, you enjoy the weekend if you're lucky, right? And people have lost the ability to dream. So you have to be the dreamer, sharing your goals and, you know, your dreams. You know, when I was building this business and I was, you know, growing my business up to national marketing director, I was standing at the front of the room saying that I am doing this business so that I can vacation with my children. Mm-hmm. Right? And now I'm filling out tons and tons of passport applications.
That's awesome. I saw that.
But one of my goals as well is I wanted to see Canada. I've been lucky in the last 3 years to go coast to coast about 4 times.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Right? Not only do you create it for yourself, but I ended up with a whole bunch of people who all have completely different visions for their future than mine. But because I was courageous enough to share mine, they got on board. So you want to inspire people to work, you inspire them with what you're doing, why you're doing this, and then ask them the question, turn it around. Like, if you're really successful at this business, what would that offer your future?
Right. I love that. My head, my wheels are like going like crazy. This is dangerous, guys. This is good though, really good. Okay. Next question. Distributors seem to get stuck at the sales coordinator level. They don't seem to be able to build beyond that point. Thought? Do they go through the customers and see who has a desire or need to become a distributor, or what questions do you ask them? So, sales coordinators.
Sales coordinator to senior sales coordinator is the hardest level to get to in our business. If you are stuck at SC, it's because the activity changes. You can't slow track to SSC. You can accumulate over time to VF, and you can accumulate to SC, which means that your business building strategies and behaviors don't necessarily have to change. To go from SC to SSC, you now have to be leading and inspiring other people, which means your business building activity now has to change. And that's really where, in order to hit that level, you got to treat your business like a business. You know, you got to have operational hours where you have scheduled time where you're sitting down and doing specific business building activity. And, you know, like I'm very lucky. I have 4 children. I've been able to come home from my practice full time. I get to travel whenever I want. I have a very fast growing income, which is, you know, takes a lot of financial pressure off of our family. And I don't work 8 hours a day, but I work several hours every single day, whether it's going out to do events or home doing messages. And when I'm working, I'm working. I'm not scrolling Facebook and writing my girlfriend and chatting on the phone. You know, there's girls in my team. I tell them, I'm like, I can't call you yet. I still got business calls to do. I'm going to call you and chat with you for an hour.
Oh, I want to go hang out with Alisa for a week. I love this. I love it. This is awesome. Okay, that's great. And it makes so much sense when you put it out like that, right? Treat it like a business. until you treat it like a true business.
You do.
Yeah.
You might get lucky and get someone on your team who pushes you into SSC, but the ones that I've seen that happen to don't stick or don't last, don't hold an SSC business.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. So, SCs who feel it takes too much effort to build a team and they don't have the time. Again, maybe it's showing them the possibilities. And I think we're some of this is maybe a little bit redundant now that we've gone through quite a bit. Just saying, again, maybe it's showing them the possibilities. Anything else or suggestions? They feel that it's too much effort. But of course, I feel you've almost kind of answered that question already.
Well, we all have that moment of frustration where we see the potential in someone, but they maybe don't see this for themselves, right? Or they don't, it's easier to complain about not getting it than actually do the work to get it. Yeah. But, our job is to create a safe and fun and inviting community that they always want to be a part of. So when that moment shifts for them, we are the answer. Again, we can't press upon them and make them do the things we want them to do, even if, like, I got girls in my team that I signed and I was like, holy snap, this girl's going to be an NMD, and they're like still sitting at DD 2 years later. And then I get girls in my team and I'm like, that prejudgment that, oh, you know what, she's so busy, she's got all those kids, she's got 2 jobs, oh my gosh, I can't, and then all of a sudden they fast tracked a sales coordinator in a month, right? We got to not put our judgments or what we want on people. If your business isn't growing the way you want it to grow, then you need to be out there growing your front line, right? If you're trying to manage the people in your team, you are not growing your business. Now, if the people in your team are motivated, they're growing their business because you're an example of growing your business. I have not, in 4.5 years in this business, there is not a single month I haven't signed a rep. And sometimes I'm signing them on qualifiers day, but that is a standard I've set for myself. And I spend all month. I've already had, 6 prospecting meetings. I'll do sometimes 10, 15, 20 prospect meetings to sign one person, right? Wow. But every time I sign one person, I grow my front line. And every time I grow my front line, I grow my paycheck. You want a bigger paycheck, you grow your front line.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that you just walk the talk. And like you said, if you do that every month and you're showing your team, right? Yeah. Yeah. They're watching you.
Your team will do what you do, plain and simple, and that's what we like. I've been in business since I was 23 years old. And, I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs come and go outside of the Juice Plus business. And it's always the ones that get up and do the work. You don't have to dedicate 4 hours a day. You can dedicate 30 minutes a day, but you got to get up and do the work.
Right. Okay, awesome. I love how you're making it seem just so clear. Like, I'm sitting here, why do we have these questions? When you paint the picture and you answer it like this, I'm like, why does this seem so hard when so thank you. Okay, so here's a good one. How do you work with a distributor who doesn't respond to you? Like months of no responses to phone calls or messages. I can't wait to hear what you don't. Yeah, plain and simple, right?
Yeah, you know what? Like, I never forget or ignore anybody, especially somebody I've brought into the business. You could pop a card in the mail, just say, hey, thinking of you. Here's some events that are coming up. If you can make it, let me know. I'd love to have a glass of wine. There's a lot of little things you can do just to show that you care. But for some people, and I've seen it happen in, my organization. Like, the only time she calls me is when she wants me to get a customer, make a sale, or do something to grow my business. And she doesn't care about me as an individual. Okay. So, if you're finding that your people are no longer responding to you, and it's happening more often, it's not a character flaw. There's just something in that you need to learn about your communication style, that even just a slight shift in that, maybe only every second or third time you connect, you talk about the business. I'm not saying you got to call and ask them about their parents, but you could send them a message and be like, hey, what's new? Like, care a little bit about them as individuals. We all want to belong and matter. And this is a business where we all belong and we all matter. But sometimes as leaders, we get caught up in the business building activities and we forget to show our team how much they do matter.
Right. Okay. Well, I hope we're not doing that in our team, guys. You guys know how much I care about all of you. I always say it doesn't matter if you have 1 customer or 100 customers, you all are equally important. So
everybody can tell you.
I had to say that again. Okay. Okay. So now, how do you create independent distributors in your team?
Again, it always starts with that vision casting, whether we do it, from the front of the room or at a team training session or a one-on-one. I'm really big if I hear somebody's an up-and-comer or, fast track to VF or, just fast track to sales coordinator, even if they are slow track, I'll always send them a private congratulations. And, you get good after a while of kind of figuring out who's worth investing time in. Because I'm so busy and my time is so limited, like I'm booking talks into March of next year, right? So because my schedule, I have to really make sure that my time and energy is going for the people who deserve it. And those who reach up, especially in my team, the ones who message and say, hey, can we do a coaching call? Those are first priority at all times. Yeah. And those who are adding customers in frontline, so I pay attention to my business and I make sure that those who are doing the work definitely get the support. It's not that I don't support the rest of them, but I other than reaching in and maintaining a good relationship with people, I don't necessarily reach in to push people. It's never been. So I'm not caught up in excuses. I'm not caught up in having more vision for somebody than they have for themselves, which happens. That's a good thing. That's a good sign of a leader, is when you can see the potential in somebody and they haven't yet seen it. But I don't get caught up in that micromanagement of my organization, because if you're micromanaging your organization, your pay line is going backwards or it's staying the same. Mm-hmm. And that's because we all have to do the activities of adding customers, hosting events with new people, growing our network, and adding new team members to get to sales coordinator, to get to senior sales coordinator. That activity shouldn't change at any point in your business. Even as a national marketing director, those are the top activities that I do every single day.
Awesome. And I always said getting to national marketing director means not much different. You're still doing all the same things, right? Like you really are. I'm not doing anything different than a brand new person coming on. I'm still doing all those same things. Yeah. So I think that's really.
And every once in a while, and every once in a while, I'll get someone who will message me and they'll be like, I don't like my paycheck. And I don't even ask what they got paid or what they thought they got paid. I ask, how many new customers and how many events did you do last month?
Right.
And, not to discredit their efforts, but I always say those are the 2 things that are going to dictate your paycheck.
Right.
So let's book some events and let's add some customers together.
Right. Okay. Awesome. I think we're almost at the end. Oh, Janet, go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Maybe this isn't totally relevant, but I'm curious to know how you respond when people ask about a pyramid scheme.
I love it. That is a good question. And I want to make sure I talk about team building bonuses with you guys as well. So I think that whole concept around direct sales is starting to dissipate. Really, honestly, in the 4 years I've been in the industry, people's opinions are changing. The reason being, and this is what I say, is most businesses are set up as a pyramid. There's somebody at the top who's profiting off of the work of people at the bottom. And, direct sales definitely has, the idea that there's somebody at the top benefiting on the sales of all the other people. But I say to people, this is the only opportunity on productivity. So regardless of what's happening above you or below you, you get paid based on productivity. And companies are realizing that this is a much smarter business model because they're not paying people an hourly wage to do the bare minimum that is required to not get fired. You know, and most people in job do exactly what they need to do to not get fired. Above and beyond is rare. You know, this is a business model where companies only have to pay based on the amount of sales that representative makes, and that representative gets paid based on the sales that they make. And you know, if they're really good at training and leading other people into growing successful businesses, then they get compensated for that. I spend a lot of time helping other people grow their business. My success is paid entirely on their, my success is based on their success. Mm-hmm. You know, so I think just getting confidence in that, you know, I had a chiropractor come up to me, you know, at an event and totally belittle me and said, you know, you're just doing this for the money and the business model is a scam. And I just looked at him and I'm like, then don't buy from me. Like, I don't want you anyways. And he was mortified. Like he really thought that he was going to get me. But I'm like, you know, if you don't like the industry, don't work in it. You know, I don't like plumbing. I'm not going to be a plumber. You know, so we're not out there trying to change the way people think. What we're looking for, Janet, is the people that think like us. Right?
Awesome. Oh, that was excellent. Thank you, Alisa, for that. I love it. I just love how you're just so straight up. This is the way it is. Take it or leave it. Yeah. Okay, so we have about 6 minutes before our Zoom call is going to end on us, and Alisa needs to go to bed soon. So now I just kind of want to, is there anything you said you wanted to finish with?
Yeah, I want to talk to you guys about, you know, if you're looking to create momentum in your business, teach and work and lead with the team building business program. That is something that we do heavy in our team. You know, we always talk about bonuses and VFs and sales coordinators. And, you know, soon as somebody hits a rank like DD, we do a call with that person right away to talk to them about how to get to VF. You know, one of the reasons that people won't move through the marketing plan is they don't know what needs to change to go from hitting DD to VF, or to go from VF to SC, or from SC to SSC. So as soon as somebody in your organization hits that rank, do a call with them about, okay, this is what's required to hit the next level. Start to build the expectation of that level and use the team building business form. I wanted to share with you guys, we added up the bonuses paid out to our team in April. It was over $13,000. Went into our organization this month, right? But think about that. Do you think that motivates people? Yeah. We have an incredible bonus program where people brand new in the business can pretty much double their paycheck with a bonus.
Wow.
Right? Use it. You know, if 10 people are coming into your organization this month, that's the potential for $3,000 in VF bonuses.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So use it, teach it, train it, get your people to teach it, train it. It is one of the best tools that we have, and that really is the tool that I use the most in terms of building, 10 SSCs in the last 18 months.
Awesome. Wow. That's all I can say about you, Alisa, is wow. That's for sure. So I think we should probably let you go. You've given us a ton of information, amazing information.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, well, thank you. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how much this means to us, truly. Thank you. And we're so blessed to have Alisa coming to us in January of next year. Mm-hmm. So she's going to be coming to Saskatchewan. So yeah, we are.
We'll be writing a new lecture for you guys.
Yay! I can do the same one over and over and over. But anyway, thank you, Alisa.
Thanks for having me. All right, talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Alisa. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everyone, for coming on.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
Bye. Good night.